2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Don't touch me. I'll beat your brains out.
You believe in miracles? Yes! I mean, you can take a knee and try a 56-yard field goal. This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl. Let's get ready to rumble.
I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. California! The big game over Stanford!
I think that the NFL knows what Randy Moss has done with marijuana, and I think the NFL knows what Randy Moss does with marijuana.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Good morning, and thank you for joining me.
Top of the morning, everybody. Those of you already on Facebook Live, good morning. The millions listening around the world on blogtalkradio.com. How are you guys doing? Fabulous Sunday so far, live from Hollywood, California, Los Angeles. Sunny. You know, I'll be honest, it was May gray for the whole month of May. And all of a sudden, it flipped the calendar, and it's been absolutely beautiful now in June. So, anyway, hope everybody is doing well. I'm Alistair Conrath. Welcome to Tough Love. And for the next half hour, some sports and whatnot to get to. So anyway, I'm watching, by the way, if my attention gets swayed whatsoever, it's because I'm watching the Memorial Tournament on my computer because the broadcast hasn't started yet. They actually moved the Memorial times up, the tee times up, because they were expecting rain, but they didn't obviously coordinate that with the networks. And so therefore, on CBSSports.com, you can watch the last round of the Memorial, Jack Nicklaus's tournament, which Tiger Woods is just bogeyed the 10th, and he dropped to 10 under. The leader, Patrick Cantlay, is at 17 under. So Tiger is 7 off, and I'm trying to think who else is up there, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. All I care about is the number one fact that I told you guys 4 years ago, whenever Tiger had his back surgeries and everybody wrote him off, I'm remembering, I want to say it was back in 2005. It reminds me the exact same when Randy Moss got traded from Minnesota to Oakland. He had a couple shitty years, and everybody says, oh, Randy Moss is done. He's done. And I, on this show, said, no, he's not. He's just playing on a bad team. And unfortunate for Randy, just like a lot of us, if you're playing amongst people who you don't think are any good, sometimes it just lowers your game and you don't try hard enough. It's a fault of his. It's a fault of many people. Very few people in general, not just sports, can just always maintain a certain level, especially in a team game when your teammates suck. So everybody wrote off Randy Moss. What happens? Because his stock was low, the Patriots trade for him. And next thing you know, he sets records with Tom Brady. And all along, I said, everybody just pump the brakes. Randy's going to be fine. And sure as shit, he goes to New England, sets records with Brady. Just like I told you 5 years ago, Tiger Woods, I have low back issues. And it's not fun. When the back goes out, you can't do basically anything. And so to have 4 back surgeries, I love how people just shit on Woods and, oh, he sucks now. He's no good. Tiger, he's washed up. And I said 4 years ago, if Tiger gets right health-wise, he'll be back. It's not as though golf is, like football. And, once you're mid-30s, you're pretty much done, unless, very few examples, Favre, Brady, etc. Golf, you can just play like there's fat people golfing. It's not a sport, it's a game. And so therefore, you don't have to be in the greatest shape. So that's why I said 4 years ago, if Tiger gets right physically, health-wise, his back is okay, he'll be back. And everybody is just, in our society, you're so quick to write people off, follow what other people say, because there were golf experts saying, no, Tiger's done. He's done. He'll never be back. And granted, he hasn't won yet this year, but he will. He's in putting, which generally is his best thing this weekend at the Memorial. He's almost last in putting, yet he's still on the first leaderboard. Once he gets everything together, Tiger's going to be fine. And he's going to start winning tournaments. The U.S. Open, who knows? If all he has to do is get his putting back together, which has always been his dominant phase of golf, if he just gets that one thing back, he's hitting irons better than, maybe as good since 2000. He's driving the ball good. He's staying in the fairway, which is always kind of iffy for Tiger. So, if all of a sudden, if he was just average this weekend in putting, he'd be leading the tournament. So I hate to say I told you so, because I readily admit when I'm wrong all the time. I am 100% wrong all the time, especially when I tell you guys who to bet on. I hope you do the opposite. But when it comes to Tiger, when it comes to Randy Moss, just don't be so quick to just throw away the best players to ever play the game. Tom Brady. Remember Tom Brady? What was it, 3 years ago? He has that horrible game in Kansas City on Monday night. They're 2-2. Everybody says, oh, Tom's washed up. Tom's washed up. What happens? He goes on a run. They win 12 straight. They win the Super Bowl. If we're talking about some average player or slightly above average player, that's one thing. You might not be able to get back, but especially golf is such a mental game, and there's nobody on tour still that is disciplined mentally like Tiger, who is as focused as Tiger. That's why I love him so much. As a person, I don't know him, but I love the fact that his competitiveness, that fire, that fierce focus and competitiveness is unmatched. It's unrivaled, and I just love that he's back. By the way, this dude hitting a shot right now, Bryson DeChambeau, he's just got one of those jaws you want to punch. He's just such a bitch. It just bothers me watching. He's just always complaining. And he's, for whatever reason, he's got printouts of the course. And I get it. Technology shows all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But it's just, I want to punch him in the face. So anyway, Tiger just hit a really nice tee shot. He's in the fairway again. I'm telling you, he is, I want to say for the weekend, 80% greens or fairways in regulation. If he could just putt, because he just missed on 10, he missed a 4-footer for par. Just so you could see it in his eyes. He's it's amazing at how many. I'd like to know how many putts inside 5 feet. He's missed probably 3 or 4 within 5 feet this weekend. He probably hasn't done that, I don't know, in years. It's unbelievable how bad of a putting weekend he's having. So anyway, he's back, bitches, and I love it. All you guys who wrote him off, eat crow, because he hasn't won yet, but he's going to. Hey, Woo, are you okay? Woo's got an itch. So anyway, moving on. And by the way, like I say, the CBS TV isn't airing it yet. So if you do want to catch Tiger and the rest of it, go to cbssports.com. That's where I got on right now. By the way, there's a really cool article on ESPN right now about this underground fight club basically in Russia. And it's hooligans. It's fans of the soccer teams that go into the woods and just throw down. Anything outside of murder is pretty much accepted, is what this kid is saying. And it's a riveting article. And I highly recommend going there. It's on the front page of ESPN right now. The title of it is New School Hooligan Culture. And this kid's 19. He looks like, I don't even know. He looks like he would get the shit kicked out of him. You know, like he just looks like he's pencil thin. And apparently, whoops, you know, I mean, he just goes there and fights. But it's an interesting story, and I highly suggest checking it out. Obviously, you know, this week, the Cavs and Warriors, first game of the NBA Finals was Thursday night. I didn't, you know, the spread on that game was 13. I didn't bet on that one, but, you know, Cavs ended up losing by 10 in overtime. Everybody knows now what happened with J.R. Smith. There's certain things in sports that are completely inexcusable. And it doesn't help the fact that J.R. Smith just looks like, you know, Kendrick Perkins all the time, just blazed out high. And possibly he was. Maybe J.R. Smith was just too high to remember to check and see what the score was of the game or how much time was left in the game. The thing that I have a question about, and for those of you who don't know, which, you know, whatever, basically it's a tie game. George Hill is at the free throw line. He has already made one. He's about to, you know, shoot another one to go ahead. There's 4.5 seconds left. Cleveland is now tied. It's a tie game. George Hill is about to shoot. The thing that he misses, J.R. Smith gets the rebound, and instead of just turning and putting it up or passing it out to LeBron, who's all alone, by the way, at the three-point line, just nobody around him, J.R. Smith grabs the ball and just dribbles it out like they won the game. Like he must have thought George Hill, the one that he made, put him up by one, and he was too high to understand what was going on. Situational basketball completely left his domain. So anyway, my question, and the question that nobody is asking, is before George Hill took the last free throw, which he missed, J.R. Smith is not even looking at the basket, nothing. He's looking back at what I'm assuming is LeBron or whoever, and he's got his arms both in the air like he's wondering what's going on. He's looking back and he's like motioning confusion. Shot goes up. Rebound, I mean, it could not go. Obviously now in hindsight, I would just love to know what J.R. Smith was wondering, and nobody asked him, like, what's going on before that shot went up that you were so confused about? And now hindsight being 2020, is there anything funnier than the rebound going to J.R. Smith in his utter confusion that predicated the actual free throw that went up? That's the funniest part to me. And nobody asked, like, what was so confusing? What was your question, JR, about what was happening before George Hill put that shot up? Because nobody asked. And then the funniest part, like I say, the rebound goes, of all people, to J.R. Smith. And as confused and high as he probably was, he just dribbles it out close to midcourt. LeBron is going apeshit. The buzzer goes off, and LeBron is just looking in amazement. Video captured J.R. Smith saying, "I thought we were up." So, bottom line is, J.R. messed up. The Cavs end up losing in overtime because they were just soul crushed. That bitch upstairs I will kill with that vacuum every week. Every week. It's unbelievable. And now, so they go into overtime, they lose. And now game 2 is this afternoon. 5 o'clock Pacific, I'm pretty sure is what it is. And we see it all the time in sports. A team that loses in such a soul-crushing, heart-sucking way. I don't see good things tonight for Cleveland. Again, I could be completely wrong. I have been in the past, especially when it comes to betting. I don't think, I mean, I don't know how easy it will be for Cleveland to come back from this. I don't think it's possible that they'll come back. Keep in mind, LeBron scored 51, and I want to say was an assist and a rebound away from a triple-double, right? Played an unbelievable game. Kevin Love, so-so, J.R. Smith, before the gaff, all right. George Hill, I like George Hill, but they played a really good game. Warriors, on the other hand, didn't. I don't think, Allison, I love you, babe. God damn, it's good to see you. I don't necessarily think the Warriors played a great game. Ironically enough, in the first half, both teams shot 22 of 42 from the field. It just didn't seem like that. It seemed as though Cleveland wasn't missing, and it seemed as though the Warriors were. And so then the Warriors do what they do in the third and go up a little bit. Nothing crazy, because I will congratulate Tyronn Lue, who I don't, he's not the greatest coach, but I give him credit for taking the timeout when Golden State was about to do their third quarter thing, taking the timeout and supposedly said to the Cavs, look, you're either going to let them go on this run, or you're actually going to do something about it. And Cleveland did. They did something about it and didn't let Golden State get away. And in fact, Cleveland was up, and I want to say it was by 10 or something close to that in the fourth quarter. And eventually let Golden State back in it. And then JR does that gaff at the end. Cavs are depleted, just absolutely shocked. Golden State ends up, taking advantage of that, winning in overtime. That is why today, granted, Klay Thompson is questionable. Iguodala is probably out again. And by the way, that is a massive, massive piece that's missing for the Warriors. Massive. And so if those two aren't playing, hey, who knows what's going to happen. Tiger's about to hit a shot real quick. Just get in the hole, babe. Just get in the hole. Oh? This is so funny. Like, he just shot it to within 3 feet, 4 feet, and he's probably going to miss this. But like I say, if they're down those two guys, well, it's a fair game. I just don't know how a team can come back from a defeat like that on Thursday. That is so difficult. I just don't know. So the spread tonight is 11 in favor of the Warriors. I'm telling you, I think the Warriors are going to just slaughter them. I really do. Cavs are all saying this, the right thing. Oh, we just got to let that go, blah, blah, blah. I think that's easier said than done. So anyway, that's at 5 o'clock. Excited to see that. 10 minutes left here on Tough Love. I'm Alistair Conrath. Got any questions? Call in 213-943-3423. Again, 213-943-3423. As I watch the memorial. One thing that I want to hit on, that was a topic this week. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I wonder what they do every Sunday morning. Like, people are trying to sleep around here. So Brian Colangelo, who is the VP of operations for the Philadelphia 76ers, I don't necessarily know if he got busted yet or not, if they have verified it was him or not, but there was a person who had 5 accounts, ghost accounts on Twitter, and was for years talking shit about players on Philly, about negotiations, always defending Brian Colangelo, talking shit about the previous GM, Henke, and come to find out with some digging, and I want to say it was Bleacher Report, possibly, who came up with, this, but Brian Colangelo is the guy behind these accounts. Now, keep in mind, this is the VP in the sense of the guy the GM who pulls all the trades, who does all the deals, and he's talking shit about his own players. Joel Embiid, Markelle Fultz, again, defending himself. And I just, if it is him, think about how serious this is. As your own VP, as an owner, it's your team. You can say whatever you want. And I wish owners would call out their players more often. But when it comes to your GM, the guy who is negotiating contracts and deals and draft picks and trades, talking smack on your own players, your star players, in fact, Joel Embiid, all-star. I just don't know how that looks. And if in fact that's him, how do you not fire Colangelo? I can't imagine a scenario where he's not gone. I don't know. But think about this. If you haven't heard about it, look it up. It's quite fascinating. I can't believe, this is the problem with today and Twitter and all this social media. You think you can be sneaky, but people out there dig and dive. They find the dirt. They will find you if you're doing this stuff. And by the way, there's IP addresses from where the computers are doing this stuff if you really want to, look into it. I don't think it's that big a deal. Hey! Jesus. But at the same time, in the sports realm, as a GM, think about your boss. Just talking mad shit about you all the time. It's insane. So anyway, check that out. NHL playoffs are going on right now. I know our society is hell-bent on defending the NBA. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. And popularity-wise, behind the NFL, yeah, it's probably a solid number 2. But if you have watched any of the NHL playoffs, not just the first 3 games of the Stanley Cup, any of the NHL playoffs, comparatively to the NBA playoffs, it's not close. NHL from the puck drop is just must-see TV. NBA, you can still tune into the fourth quarter and really kind of get a feel of what's going on. NHL playoffs, the Stanley Cup right now, the Vegas Golden Knights, obviously the Cinderella team, the crew of misfits that have been obviously talked about ad nauseum, versus Alex Ovechkin and the Caps, a team who hasn't been there for a long time, and Alex Ovechkin, who's finally there. It has been, these first 3 games have been incredible, and I'm telling you right now, the goalie play is unbelievable. I don't know how good Martin Murray is for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't know. What I do know is Marc-Andre Fleury is exceptional. And the save that he made the other night, there you go, Tiger. Yay! Tiger made a putt. Woo! Made a 4-footer. Where does that put him? Oh, it's a birdie. Right on. But Fleury made a save that was incredible last night. Holtby, the Washington goalie, made a save on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I can't even remember. I'm getting my days mixed up. But arguably the save of the year. Just to persevere and win that game the other night. It's just been so fun. It's just been so fun. It's awesome to watch this stuff. Stanley Cup playoffs, hockey playoffs. You guys know me. I love football. Football is always the best to me. Boxing, I love. MMA, I love. But, it's funny. NHL, I don't really watch that much during the season. I don't watch NBA basketball during the season. Football is on, and so I generally pay attention to that. Plus, the NBA, the NHL seasons, they're so goddamn long. Keep in mind, I started my job at the end of August. A month later, hockey starts. It's still going. Still going. I mean, I wish football was that long. That'd be so great. But either way, it's a lot of fun. If you guys are missing these first 3 games, you have to check it out. It is incredible how just competitive, fast, strong, everything that goes in. Like I mentioned, the goalie play, it's been a real treat. So there's that. What have I got left here? I've got 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. I just want to finish with this. Earlier in the week, I got slammed. I've been called a racist a lot. And what I find, Rosanne came out and tweeted and blah, blah, blah. Bye, baby. Bye, Allison. Love you. What's his face? She's so awesome. She makes me feel so good. Rosanne comes out, makes some racist comments, blah, blah, blah. Here's my thing. And I put out a Facebook post, and I said 2 things. First off, within the comments, I said, I don't back what she says. All right? All I said is that if you let someone else affect your reaction or mood, you are giving them power. If you let somebody offend you, you are giving them power. You are in control of your emotion 100% of the time, whether you like it or not. That's fact. It is 100% truth. In this day and age, nobody wants to believe that because it's so easy to play the victim in our society and blame others for how you feel. But it is fact and proven that you are in control of your emotions all the time. Nobody can make you feel a certain way. You let yourself feel a certain way off of what somebody says. That is fact. It's inarguable. There's no controversy. There's no debate. 0. So I go on, I say, Rosanne, if you let what she said offend you, it's your fault, which it is. Keep in mind the source that it's coming from. Back in October, Bob McNair, the owner of the Houston Texans, said that because of all the kneeling that was happening in the NFL, he came out and he said at an owners meeting, I don't want the inmates running the prison. Fair point. As a business owner, as a billionaire, you care about your bottom line. You don't want your product or the people participating in your product doing anything to your bottom line, if I said that right. And so, the black community freaks out. And I told him, I said, this isn't a race thing. It's not a race thing. This is a money thing. You mess with a billionaire's money, they're not going to be happy. That's just common sense.
90 seconds.
And the inmates running the asylum/prison has been used forever. And that's what I said. It's not a black, white, green, pink thing. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you're messing with a billionaire's money, they're not going to be happy. And he wasn't. What I have found is that if I debate, if I question a racism call, apparently I'm a racist. That's what's going on, because everybody thought Rosanne, and how dare I back her? I didn't back her. All I said is if you let yourself get offended by it, it's your fault. I didn't say I agreed with her. Number one, look at the source. It's Rosanne. This is how she got famous, by saying stupid shit. And now all of a sudden you're surprised? Same thing with Bob McNair. Oh, he's racist. Really? He's a white Republican billionaire from Texas. Yeah, he's probably racist. If everybody's unrealistic expectation that everybody should just be perfect in this world. Just stop being ignorant. It makes you look stupid and naive. This is
10
just
seconds.
10 seconds left on Blog Talk. I love you guys. This was Tough Love. I'm Alistair. That's the rant. Have a great Sunday fun day for you guys, at least. Facebook, obviously, I'm still on for a sec. I'll end it. It's all good. I've talked about this ad nauseum for way too long. It's getting old to me. I just don't understand how something so simple of me saying a not even a debatable fact about you being in control of your own emotion, and if you let somebody offend you, it's your fault, how that turned out to me being a racist, and that me saying words don't mean anything. It's unbelievable how you people just only listen to what you want to listen to and don't even read the description on the Facebook post that I posted and just make random accusations. Friends of mine who call me a bigot and a racist just for putting the thing up there that has zero to do with that. Zero. I didn't say anything about anything bigoted, anything racist whatsoever. But yet everybody, that's how just our society is. It's sad. You need to look in the mirror. All right? Because I said it on that Vine 1,000 times that reread the post. I said nothing about it. And I just kept being slammed as me being a racist. You know what? I'm not. I know I'm not. My family knows I'm not. So anyway, are you off air now? I'm getting text. I'm out of here. I love you guys. This is Tough Love. I'm Alistair. I'll see you next Sunday. Have a great, great Sunday fun day. I hope it's sunny and beautiful wherever you are. Obviously, it's not in Dublin, Ohio, where the memorial is going on, because it looks like it's raining. They should just have Super Bowls and golf tournaments, anything that's done outdoors, outside of football, not the Super Bowl, in the sun. That way, you know, like in Los Angeles, San Diego, Hawaii. That way you don't ever have to have a weather delay or worry about that. So, love you guys. Have a great Sunday. See you next week.